I've been very lucky recently. I got gifted this iPad from a very good friend of mine, and I got the little case, and I bought an Apple Pencil, and to be honest, I didn't think I would use it as much as I do. But it got me thinking, why does the iPad actually exist in 2021? Because back in the day when I used to use an iPad mini, an iPad mini 2, iPads were very different things to what they are now. So today we're going to talk about that. Hey guys, I'm Ryan Thomas, and this is why the iPad exists in 2021. I first want to talk about what we used to use the iPads for. So really, they were like big smartphones. You used them for movies, games, learning, some social medias, and phones were a lot smaller, so having a bigger iPad made sense. You couldn't do everything on your smartphone because they were smaller and the UIs weren't built for that kind of thing, so we used the iPads for it. I was lucky enough actually in the last year of secondary school, I got given an iPad, or we all got given iPads to use in school, and they worked quite well, although a lot of the students were playing games on them, and I won't say if I was involved in that or not, but it did seem like a bit of a time waster. But none of us had really high-end smartphones back then, so it made sense to use iPads. But these days though, the iPad is marketed more as a laptop replacement, and sure, it was semi-marketed as that back in the day, but the thing about it was that iOS wasn't really capable of replacing a proper desktop operating system, and two, the iPads weren't really built for that. They didn't have the infrastructure or the cases or the keyboards or anything like what they have now. People that I know use these things to take notes, do emails, make documents, edit photo or video even on this sort of thing. And more trivial things like watching YouTube videos and stuff, done on smartphones where the screens are big enough. Why spend an extra £500 to £1,000 on something that your smartphone can already do? Of course you can still use them to play games and watch films, but there are better uses. They've become more powerful. You can do things on an iPad that you might not do on a smartphone because the screen is too small still. Stuff like ordering items online where you want a nice big set of screen real estate so that you can view the details and technical specifications. And for creatives, I feel this is where these come into their own. They're much more powerful and capable, so I use mine to draw with the Apple Pencil, which, I'm not very good at, but I really enjoy doing it. I take a lot of notes and I write my videos. In fact, 90% of the scripts for these videos are made and written on the iPad keyboard. And another thing I use it for is actually editing photos. So I have a stills camera which records to an SD card. I take the SD card out, I put it in just a standard BOGO USB-C to SD reader, the same one I actually use on my MacBook, and I can load straight into Lightroom, since I have that subscription, all of the photos and process the RAWs on the go. And to be honest, it's quite quick for what it is. Like, I was not expecting it to be able to make those changes and process the images as fast as it does. And it works really well because I do a lot of social media at work for the shop that I work for. And being able to just take my iPad in, which is much smaller, it's much lighter, it's much less expensive if it goes missing or whatever, I can take that into work, I can process all the photos that I've taken that day, and it takes no time at all. That's the sort of thing, the connectivity and the power that we didn't quite have on iPads back 5 or 6 years ago. iPads have become more of laptop replacements than they ever were before, and I don't think they can truly replace a laptop, especially for the money. You can get something that's more powerful on a desktop platform. They can give you much more sort of flexibility. You can install Linux on it, Mac OS even if you use one of those, or Windows, and you can do a lot more with it. You can game, use different sets of specialty programs. Say if you're an engineer or something, there's a lot more you can use a laptop for. However, I do think iPads are getting to the point where for general people, for the sort of person who is going to use it for social media, for documents, for emails, those sorts of basic laptop functions you can do on an iPad. And sure, you pay that Apple Premium. Like, it is quite expensive compared to just a base level laptop, but the portability, the fact it's so small, the touchscreen, the ability to use the Apple Pencil, which I actually wasn't expecting to like and to use as much as I do, and everything, especially the cameras, and you factor everything in there, and you're getting something that for a lot of people makes more sense than a laptop. Although for a lot of other people, I will concede there are better uses. And I wanted to pass this question on to you. What do you use your iPad for if you are an iPad user? And if you don't have an iPad but you kind of want one, what do you think you'd use it for? I know a lot of people who would like one for drawing, just mainly for drawing. I know others that are really bound to the Apple ecosystem and so would like to use the Apple stuff for that. And after getting into cycling more recently, I know a lot of people who use them for Zwift, for connecting to their smart bike trainer, and they're pedaling along and it all sends their data through their iPad and they can use that for that as well, which I wasn't really aware of when I started making this video, but it's something that I quickly learned is quite popular. And with that, I think I will leave today's video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. I did want to do another one of these sort of off-the-cuff, notes-driven stuff because, you know, the scripts are nice and the reviews are cool, but I'm much rather doing a little bit of everything than just one specific type of video. Thank you all so much for watching. Please do check out all the links in the video description to my socials and Patreon. Thank you so much to my patrons for being continually supportive. Sorry for skipping a lot of words today. My name's been Ryan Thomas, and I'll catch you later. Peace.